Hi, are you a coach that is struggling to get paying clients or consistent paying clients? This message is for you, okay? I know that the coaching industry is growing so fast and it almost feels like it's the gold rush where everyone wants to have a piece of it now. Perhaps you're a coach who's been trying to make a go of your coaching business for a while now. Maybe it's been a couple of years, maybe it's been a couple of decades. I know how you feel. Others have felt that way before too. And what I found is that the coaching industry really is quite a confusing place at the moment. There are so many people, so many places offering to teach you how to make 5-figure months or 6-figure months. And, it's a very confusing and overwhelming place because these business schools seem to be really, really good at marketing and sales. And so a lot of coaches are buying these programs, sometimes spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Unfortunately, not getting one single paying client themselves. This is why I decided to do something about it. In 2003, as a new coach, I didn't know how to get paying clients. And it was a very confusing time. I thought it was because coaching just wasn't a very well-known thing. However, I realized as the decades went on, that's not the problem. The problem is that coaching and selling your coaching are two separate things. Now, some of the people that are promising these big, 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure months, they're not coaches. They're really, really good at marketing and sales, and that's wonderful. So you're buying their product, but they're not actually teaching you how to sell your coaching. One of the biggest problems that I knew coaches were really struggling with was actually articulating to people how it is that they could serve them. What that meant was a lot of coaches were actually giving away their services for free. People were getting breakthroughs and coaches were not charging for it. Much like you, I wanted to coach full time and I had to keep going back to my 9-to-5 job. I used to talk about it as my golden handcuffs because I didn't know how to replace my 6-figure corporate income. And I thought, coaching is nice, but it's probably going to be more of a hobby. However, it doesn't have to be like that at all. So Monday to Friday, I'd be working in a bank, and then on the weekends and any holidays I had, I was coaching or doing a personal development course. And, those were the moments that really lit me up and I felt really happy in my heart. And then I'd go back to my other job. I even left my corporate job a couple of times trying to make this work, but it didn't happen. I don't know if you could relate to that. I tried and failed several times to leave my stable 9-to-5 job and start coaching full time. All the while, I was facilitating these great breakthroughs, life-changing breakthroughs for people, and just not knowing how to charge properly for them. So in the last 22 years of coaching, having attended 4 business schools, having spent close to $500,000 on my own personal education, and keenly observing what is it that makes some coaches succeed and other coaches, not get consistent paying clients, I learned that there are 6 main mistakes that coaches are making. In the training next week, I will be going through what each of those 6 things are, but I want to give you a little heads up because one of the main things is coaches that jump from niche to niche to niche or are unwilling to commit to a niche because they believe that it's going to cut off potential clients. Unfortunately, what that means is people don't know how you can serve them. They can't find you. And it's really difficult for you to articulate how it is that you are able to help them. That means you don't know what you're posting. That means you don't know what messaging you have on your website. You don't know what you're putting on your social media. You don't even know how you're having conversations with people. You don't know what your offer is. And you can't communicate this. And people who really need your help can't get your help because you don't have that clarity. The biggest driver for me to create the Know Yourself, Know Your Niche free training was because I was part of so many big business schools, and often when a coach would get up and ask a question about their niche or being confused about the messaging, they were being told, just pick a niche, just pick a niche. Okay, it's not a niching problem, it's a decision problem, or it's not a niching problem, it's a taking an action problem. And often I was getting this feedback from coaches that they were feeling gaslighted. They were not being, heard or validated. Seen, heard, and validated was such an important thing. And it was very interesting because the very people that were coaching them did not have a handle on their own emotional regulation. I observed a few coaches being told, just follow the damn system. Just blindly follow what we're telling you to do. And unfortunately, these people were not really getting off the ground. And what it meant was that they were feeling more frustrated and they started blaming themselves and actually also got depressed. Many of these coaches had spent $30, $40, $50,000 to be a part of these big schools that promised them all these big results, only to be told that they were the problem. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. There are 6 big mistakes that coaches are making, and it's just not a commonly known fact. So I'm going to be revealing what those are to you next week. And my promise to you is by the end of this training, you will know precisely which one of the 6 is stopping you from getting consistent paying clients. Not just the awareness, but what you can actually do about it too. I'm also going to share with you how I made $500,000 in 100 days. Yes, you heard that right. $500,000 in 100 days. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you all the secrets and everything that you need to know to make sure that you are getting consistent paying clients, building a coaching business that you are proud of, and really living a meaningful life. So ideally, I would love to see you live at the Know Yourself, Know Your Niche training next week, where I will reveal all 6 of these things. And if you come live, I'm able to give you really precise, individualized advice. If you can't make it live, I'm happy to share a replay with you. So if you're a coach that's been really stuck, and maybe it's been 2 years or 10 years, I don't know how long you've been stuck for. Maybe you've bought really expensive programs and you've been told it's actually your fault that you don't have paying clients. There is hope. Come along to the free training next week, Know Yourself, Know Your Niche, and learn from a seasoned, award-winning coach who is ethical and has a community of ethical coaches. I would love to meet you there.